There should be a game where you get to do that. They disregard PvP and really start balancing it when they open 3 Coliseums found throughout the map, like a big PvP update that adds arenas and balance properly. I hope that they don't just do that, because I think adding arenas would be really nice, but the problem with adding arenas is that you're still funneling a specific community of people into one section, and that's not overall going to affect the actual game. There's a problem with that mentality. Let's look at the arenas in Dark Souls 1. Let's look at the arenas in Dark Souls 2. Absolute garbage. Dog shit. Who fucking uses them? Nobody cared about them, okay? Nobody cared about them. When you have DLC areas that focus around the arenas, guess what? Those areas become much better places to house that stuff in the first place. Let's look at perfect example for Dark Souls 1. Granted, I never played Dark Souls 1 in the prime, so I don't know how poppin' it really was on release, right? But if you go to the dueling arena area, like, nobody's using that shit. You know what everyone's doing? Invading Ulasil at the beginning of the boss, at the bonfire, right there. That's it. That's all you need. You need an accessible area where everybody can go that isn't crowded with a lot of problems, right? And there's a lot of areas that do that really well in Elden Ring, right? But the problem is there's no good incentive, right? This is where covenants come in. The lack of covenants. Whoops.
What was it?
The lack of covenants in Elden Ring is what's gonna be the death of the multiplayer. Like, that's my honest opinion. I don't know. I hope that that's the first thing that they, like, whatever it is that they do. I don't know. It's hard to say, because it's like, who am I? I'm just a loser who plays these games, right? But I hope with the first DLC, or even a major update, if they will, because who knows, maybe they give us those covenant stuff for free. Like, they upgraded the storyline for a lot of characters already. You know what I mean? They might just say, hey, we forgot to turn on the Coliseums. Here you go. Sorry, I like blanked for a second. But you get what I mean, right? Like, that's what I'm trying to get at, right? Where it's like, people are thinking too hard about them balancing the game, but not adding the right content for the game. And that's my opinion. That's my opinion. This guy knows exactly what he's saying. They really dropped the ball. They didn't read the rest of the comment. They dropped the ball not going hard on covenants in this game. So many potential factions that would have enriched the PvP and made the story potentially more interesting to boot. Yes. Yes. Well, okay, the first thing is, at least with Dark Souls 2, or not Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, having the covenants surrounding around multiplayer focused covenant areas really adds to where you have invasions like normal, but then on top of that, you have areas that are always going to be active, because people are just going to be AFK. People are going to be going around left and right for their potential rewards. You know, you have like a reward. The reward system behind covenants are nice, and hopefully they can fix that to make it not a chore to grind out for X item. You know, because that's one thing I don't like. It's like, oh, the game is dead. Oh, nobody's doing this thing. Oh, you're trying to get this spell or that spell for this build. Well, you gotta go sit here and farm this item for, I don't know, like 15 hours. I never want to farm ears. Ever again in a Souls game. It's such a chore. It's so annoying. That's so dumb. At least in this game, it looks like drop rates for things are a lot easier to find things, but... Woo! No, I don't think so. Combos not there. Running attack can be spammable. Parry is super fast compared to Dark Souls 3 parry. R1 has a lot of different attacks that could be... Is that true? Parries are super fast compared to Dark Souls 3 parry? There's a lot of similarity in Elden Ring from Bloodborne. I think that they complete Ring City They say to people who work for Dark Souls 3 PvP, guys, thank you for what you've done in Dark Souls 3. You guys can work for Sekiro and leave Elden Ring for Bloodborne team. I could be wrong, just some speculation. Okay, I like his idea of him speculating that. That's kind of cool. But I think the problem is that Sekiro and like Bloodborne are, I feel like, philosophically very different games. And they both have heavy inspiration in Elden Ring and how the flow of the game looks. And it wouldn't make sense to like put the effort from the people who did really well for PvP centric stuff and put that into Sekiro devs instead of, you know, Elden Ring dev, because Sekiro is a solo game. I would love to see a Sekiro with multiplayer. What I would want, okay, what I would actually want isn't a Sekiro with multiplayer. I would want From Software to develop their own Tenchu and to have like a modern Tenchu that played more like an actual ninja game where stealth is an important mechanic. That's what I would love to see, and I would love to see that as a multiplayer game. Like personally, that's what I want to see. It's true. People ganking. They did not make Chrome Hounds, did they? I love Chrome Hounds. I don't think From Software did Chrome Hounds, did they? Oh my god, they did! Bro, this is like a blast from the past. I did not know From Software developed this. I thought that it was just like a random Sega game. Chrome Hounds is really cool. So, mechanically speaking, it's just Armored Core. It is straight up just Armored Core with more customization options, right? For like the 360. I liked this game a lot. The story was cool. The setup was right. It was clunky and really hard to play, right? That's the problem with this game. That's where the similarities to Armored Core is, it stops, okay? What was sick, though, was that the multiplayer was like... Oh, man. Does anyone remember the multiplayer of Lost Planet? How do I explain this? You had factions, right? And when you did things for your factions, you went up and down with your rep. So imagine it's like if in Dark Souls, we had covenants where we played against each other. And your winning and losing affect the overall alignment of your covenant, right? Oh, what's the other game that did this? For Honor did this as well. So you have benefits of repping your team while also having like a persistent like tug of war campaign mode against other players in the online mode. It was so cool. It was actually super sick. But the problem is, this is like an ancient game. Nobody fucking played this game, bro. I remember when I had this game and like, wow, this is such a cool concept. And then after like a month, it's like, damn, this is like dead as fuck. It's like, this is garbage, you know? Oh, man. I actually love this game. This is one of those games where it's like, okay, maybe I don't love this game. This is one of those games where I remember playing it and really enjoying it and then quickly learning that if your game is so niche and nobody actually plays it, your game is just gonna die. Didn't they say their next game is 100% gonna be a mecha game? I don't think that was 100% confirmed, but I do believe that they did. In an article, let's see if we can find it actually. Miyazaki talking about new IP. I think is what it was. Game. This is not from recent. Claymore, like the anime? Let me see. This is also old. Dude, is talking about new IP, Armored Core and stuff. He's gonna try out Gundam Overwatch. A lot of people I know have been talking about it. I probably am not gonna check it out. I'm not a big Gundam fan. I like, actually, I don't know how to explain it. I don't like mechas. but I like explosions and customization and shit like that. Alright, I don't want to click any of these links because these all seem like fucking shitty ass articles. What I remember reading from an article was that Miyazaki talked about how he wants to go back and talk and like re-venture into a game like Armored Core. I don't think it was confirmed that it was Armored Core though. So we don't know whether or not it's going to be a new mecha game or if it's going to be a new Armored Core game or anything like that. I talked about this a lot. I actually really want them to make, like, I don't want it to be like a futuristic Star Wars, right? But imagine like an open world. Maybe it doesn't have to be open world, but I want like space exploration, like almost Mass Effect Dark Souls, not the Surge. Like a Mass Effect Dark Souls where we have like laser beams and weapons and stuff, almost like, oh man, you know what would be okay if I had like a fever dream right here. Is that the right word? Like, if I could ask for, like, imagine Lost Planet with the co-op and ability and gameplay mechanics of a Souls game, but you can go in and out of mechas. You have No Man's Sky, Dark Souls, like you know, like in what's the one game that the Apex Legends guys made? Oh man, what is it called? I actually don't remember what it's called. But like you got into mechs and then you could fight the mechs also on foot, right? Like if it was like that kind of gameplay, but like Souls like, right? And it has futuristic stuff, so you have rocket launchers, you have Titanfall, thank you. Like imagine Titanfall, right? But it's a Souls game, but it's like space, right? I want to be jumping around with like laser beams and like energy swords and destroying mechs and shit and dodge rolling with iframes, and then I don't want magic, I guess, but like, you know, like I'm shooting like plasma photon beams and shit like that, and I can upgrade my car and put little like, you know, 8 balls on the like the fucking windshield. I could be Megas XLR. I don't know. That'd be sick as shit. I just want a futuristic like Souls game that isn't just generic, you know? I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say because like that's asking for a lot, and like I don't think they would be able to like develop. That's why I think they can do something like, going back to what I was saying. What I would actually want them to do is not Sekiro 2. I'm gonna say it right there. I don't want a Sekiro 2, but their own version of Tenchu, where you have a lot of the lore, you have a lot of the uniqueness that company does really well, but it's more stealth focused, it's more slower pace, the assassination techniques and everything is more optimized and a lot more utility based, you know, you have a lot of more interesting level design going from location to location. I think they could do that really well. Tenchu Wrath of Heaven is probably like a very cool classic game that I feel like a lot of people don't like bring up, even though it's not from software, but it you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like I want to see them do that. That's what I want to see, because I feel like you had those elements in Sekiro. Sekiro was not a stealth game. Sekiro was not a game about ninjas at all. It's actually funny, when did Sekiro come out? 2019? Hold on. Sekiro is like a game about a ninja being a samurai. But Ghost of Tsushima is a game about a samurai who is a ninja. You know what I mean? And both of these games, they're really good games. Okay, actually, I don't like Ghost of Tsushima, but it's a good game for what it is, right? It's a good game. But they don't do what the game is set out to do exceptionally well, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it comes off like it's a very different game, like both of them, than what like you really expect to play as, right? But they both are really good. Like, they both do really good things. They just aren't as I don't know how to explain it. Like let's use Ghost of Tsushima with its combat, right? It feels really cool. It has a lot of moments where you do like let's say you have like boss battle. The boss battles in Ghost of Tsushima are actually really, really, really well done, right? But they're all like side quests and they're not majorly part of like the actual core game. And I didn't beat Ghost of Tsushima. I got like to the halfway, not even the halfway part. Like there's the first island and then there's like halfway through with the second part. Like that's somewhere around there is where I stopped, right? And like it's one of those things where like the gameplay itself is on like a rinse and repeat cycle of like playing a certain way, and the combat's really nice, but it's trivialized by a lot of the ninja techniques that you learn. It's like playing Far Cry almost. Like it feels like you're just trying to cheese and not speedrun, but like speed past certain elements of the gameplay, and then you get to these really sick like boss fights. They're actually really well designed, but then that's it. And then you go back to this open world, like running around, sneaking and abusing certain elements, right? And it really doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like a good mix to me, and I didn't enjoy that whatsoever. And you have Sekiro, which has like this straightforward like Souls combat, but like a lot of abusable things that you can do in and out. But at the end of the day, it comes down to just, all right, jump and slash, parry a couple things. That's it. That's it. That's the end of the day, you know?